Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And over the weekend I was at Michael's trying to spend a $5 voucher, and I happened to come by this book by Davenport called Imagine Out Loud, and I found it very interesting. And I do like Jane Davenport, and you know, I've been following Willowing here lately. And Willowing and Jane Davenport are really good friends, what I gather from watching some videos. And you know, she's kind of like Dina Wakley in a way. And what I've been doing, this is kind of like a think book. It's on this side is the picture, and on this side it will ask you a question to think about things. And as I was going through it, I thought, well, okay, I'm going to do it like the Dina Wakley book. I'm going to go ahead and draw maybe some Willowing pictures in here and whatnots. But then after I got to reading some of the things, I thought her questions were way too broad for me. I mean, it might be great for some people, but it was just way too broad for me. But it was like, okay, I started to think about questions I might like to answer. And this one says, think about how you can be a source of light to other people. See, that's real broad. But, I mean, it's like a really in-depth question, which, you know, I'm not an in-depth question type of person. But it says, live with one foot in a fairy tale. And you know, usually this side has the color or little color, and this side usually has no color. So I've been drawing on this side, and you know, and then filling in the white space on this side. So this one here says, write a fairy tale in which you are the heroine. Update a classic or create your own. And what inspires you, travel, books, other people, whatnot. And that was already on there. I've done nothing to this page. I've done nothing to this page. A few of my favorite things. If you had to leave home for good in a hurry, what 5 possessions would you take with you? Okay, so this one, you know, this was page colored here. Well, this one, I drew this in and colored it with these, you know, the $5 watercolors that I get from Dollar Tree. So that's what I've been using throughout this whole book. And I've been coloring in it about ever since I got the book. And I can't quite put it down, but, you know, then I use, after I drew the picture and colored it, I use a couple of these, you know, my stamps that I have over here on these white sheets of paper. And, you know, like the hearts, the little flower, little necktie. And this here was probably a Tim Holtz or what have you kind of flower. And, this one here, I've done nothing to whatsoever. It says your creativity is a garden that never stops growing. And it says describe or draw your ideal garden regardless of climate, blah, blah, blah. The world lies in the hands of those who have the courage to dream and who take the risk of living out their dreams, each according to his or her talent. And then it wants you to list some of your dreams. And I've done nothing to this page, but I want to put maybe a big face over here or something and tie it into this. Is it breathe, lie in your dreams with your creativity. And I've done nothing here. It says invent 10 words that describe you. And I've done nothing here. It says, do you have fears that are holding you back? And I've done nothing to this page. And normally these pages are colorless. And it says circle the words that describe your style. And then it has a whole list of them here, like minimalist, contemporary, clean, bold, rocker, punk, vintage. Are you monochromatic, timeless, flowery, abstract, mysterious, exotic, dramatic, elegant, playful, down to earth, crafty. It says face your problems with you will discover that you are far more capable than you thought. I love this page. I want to try to draw this little girl again. The artist has the universe in their mind and hands. And I just love these pages where they, you know, saturate the page with like watercolors. And I thought maybe I could fill this page with flowers. And here's another page, and all this page had on it was peace, love, and art. And this little flower right here is a little twig, and I think this white. It looks like a girl diving into water or something. But it was blue, I think, right here. But I drew the face in, and it says peace, love, and art. So I made the face right there with the A. And then I put this little stamp on it from those stamps over there. And then the little seashells on there, and I put the stamp over here again. So I'm going to fill this whole page with color. But I just love saturating the page with the watercolors. And, you know, I'm trying to pay attention to how she does it. And I'm trying to use the same technique throughout the book. Kind of like heavily saturated colors. But they, you know, it's not consistently, you know, you'll see variations. And I did follow Jane Davenport a long time ago and bought some of her, not stencils, but kind of like rub-ons or something, and I used it in one of my first kind of like junk journals that I ever did. Says you don't need to feed your inner critic. Now, I've not done anything to this page, but I want to go ahead and finish coloring this out, and I'll show you a little bit of what I do. You know, I'll just take my watercolors. Let's see. And I'll just sort of fade them out like she does. And I like using the yellow quinacridone, or however you want to say it. And I might use like variations, different variations of that color. And some of these I do like, some of these I don't like. And but, you know, I like that she doesn't try to be all exact. And I kind of like that messy vibe. And you know, I just keep on going. I might use blue, which I don't know if I want to use. Let's see. I like it when it, well, what I do is I put it on here, you know, and kind of just keep rubbing it till it dries completely out. Till my brush just dries completely out. And there's kind of like no wrong way. And you know, if you don't like it, you can go back over it later and just keep going over it. But I found on here when I'm going over the colors, there's certain colors I do like better than others. Some colors on here might look more like you would see in a children's watercolor thing, but I tend to like the colors that appear to be two-tone saturated. You know, I wouldn't use like this green here. That green is not that saturated. It's kind of more like being in a children's thing. And like this yellow. But, you know, if you mix the yellow, and I've, you know, put green in here and yellow, and I keep mixing these, you can see these are the 3 yellows that I use the most. And then the white, I've put a little yellow in it, and I've been using that, you know, to maybe to do a face or something of that nature, you know, or something like that. But I do like this green down here because it's a yellowy green. And it's kind of like, you know, I always like to mix, you know, even when I do acrylics, I mix, I mix colors together. You know, I don't use straight up just one color. And it's kindly, well, I won't say there ain't a wrong way, because I guess there may be a wrong way. But that's just what I've been doing all weekend, just been going over these, and you know, you can go over it with, you know, with little water in it or a lot of water in it. Or if you think it's not got enough water, put more water on it. But that's basically what I've been doing, kind of like making this book my own. And you know, that's how I've been doing all these books anyway. And then here was the book, and all it had on here was the words and a little bit of color, I think, like swirly colors. And I think this little, like a bee flying around. So I drew the bird from Willowing on here, and just slapped a bunch of other colors. I think, you know, the colors was all down here, so I finished it off. And just, you know, and up here was another saying, draw a map of where you want to be and obstacles that are in your way. See, that's just way too deep. And this one here, all it had was the lady, but she wasn't colored in, and the words. So, and this little flower down here at the bottom. So I colored the flower in, then added the butterfly, the heart stamp. Oh, and this little saying was here, your relationship with time can be redefined. And then I added this kind of like Tim Holtz flower. And I stamped this butterfly and then this squiggly journal thing on here, but it's like I want to do something else to the butterfly. I want to, I don't know, do a little more something. And then this page was like this. I've done nothing to this page, but this page I drew the little girl and then took my butterfly stamp and this here stamp from the Diane Reevely. And I think it did have something like somebody looking through some binoculars right here, but it was like whited out. I mean, very thin, like this illustration. And so I just drew the whole little girl over top of it. And here again, the lady had no color. And it's just had the words, so I colored all of it in. And, you know, I'll add something up here. I think I've got stuff coming from Amazon that I got these little journals coming that I will show you all whenever I get them. And it was like little bitty journals. They're like little leather journals. I don't know if it's 4 or 5 of them, but I'll show them to you guys. And I thought it was a great deal. You know, I don't know. I think they may be this big. And it was 4 or 5 of them for like $12. And I'm thinking, geez, I can't make 4 little leather journals, different colors, for less than $12. For surely not. I just, that was just too good to pass up. So nothing here. I've not touched this. This was like this, but I do want to, you know, color this in more. You know, just keep going with, you know, just play around with it. Don't be so serious. And this here is that Dina Wakley brush. It's that number 2 media that I got with all that other. And, you know, I kind of feel like you can't go wrong. It's just, you know, I'm not trying to be all serious and do like this. I'm just holding it at the very end back here. And, you know, I'm just trying to have fun. Let's see if we can do something with her hair. And I've been using the off-color white a little bit. Can't hardly see because of my camera in the way, but I don't know, just don't be so serious. You know, if you want to come over here and use yellow, come over here and use yellow. I just think, you know, just the kind of more haphazard it is, I think the better I like it. And, you know, I'll just keep going till I fill up that whole page. And it's kind of like a de-stressor. Okay. So I'm going to put this here so we can move on. Wherever you shine your light, happiness grows. Write down 5 ways you can make another person happy. Okay, I've done nothing here. So this is where, you know, when it's like no picture, I might draw a face or something. And this one here was very interesting. All it had was these watercolor marks and these 3 eyes, and that was all. So I said that eye looks like an owl. So that's what I did. I found a willowing owl drawing and drew it. And then, you know, this here is one of my Diane Reevely stamps. And this is a Dina Wakley stamp. And these 2 come from the Diane Reevely collage sheets. And, you know, this is my butterfly stamp. And there's that stamp that I had in between the butterfly a while ago. And I had that, you know, come from one of my Dina Wakley stamps. And I love it. And, you know, I found this nose. It was on an eagle in one of my magazines. And I said that would be perfect. I had drawn a beak. But then I seen that eagle beak. And I said, I wonder if that would go on the owl. And I love it. It just makes me happy. I've done nothing here. It says, if you could meet and talk to anyone dead or alive, who would it be and what would you talk about? And that's just way too in-depth for me. Dreaming takes courage. I like these ladies. You always have more than a single chance. I've done nothing here. And enjoy now, make life a fairy tale. And I'm not in love with the foxes. I may do something with that. I may make a face. I may do away with these two. Maybe make a face with this. You know, put the eyes. You know, just something creative. This one here I've done nothing to. But I did take this apple out of my antiquarian book and put it here. Because I've been looking through that book and adding, you know, the stickers from the antiquarian book into here. I love these saturated colors. And, you know, once again, you could take, you know, I like that saturated color. And let's see, purpley, or very pinky. And, you know, you may want to add 3 different types of pink. Who knows? And, you know, I got to add a little bit of this yellow. I love this yellow. Outside of here, it's just, you know, and then you got this, I got 2 different yellow. One's a yellowy yellow and one's an orangey yellow. And, you know, I just love how saturated it is. And, you know, there kind of isn't a wrong way. Let's see. Okay, we're getting too light with that. I'd rather it be kind of dark. See if we can't do something to the cat. And we'll do something to this other cat down here. And then there's a flower there. I think I really want it to be red. I want it to pop. And maybe when that dries, it will, you know, you'll be able to see the flower come back through it again. Because I was real surprised on one of them, the flower did show back through. I kind of, you know, just keep playing around with it. I mean, this book here, I just enjoy so much. It just kind of like the Let Go book. I can just really let go and have fun, de-stress. see, let's put a little more yellow in here. And yellow seems to help everything. Look how those colors just pop once you put the yellow. And I'll just keep going and going over this till I get it about as dark as I want it. Okay. I like this little picture down here. You know, if you want to paint over her. We'll get the kitty cat a little darker color. Maybe a little bit on her face there. I don't know if you guys can see that. You know, just have fun with it. Okay, it says, what animal will you reincarnate as in the future life? See, that's another one of them questions. It says, give me your magical protection. And I bet that would be really pretty with this quinacridone. You know, and that yellowy. And like I said, you about can't mess up because, you know, that there is not going to run. And that's a good thing about it. It's not going to run, and the watercolors are kind of forgiving. Well, they are forgiving. Let's see about this orange. See, I'm not in love with the orange, but go back over it with some of that yellow. And see over here, we'll go back to that green I like. The yellowy green. You know. Maybe put some of that, my book's wanting to run away from me, the yellowy green up here. I guess I could show you all which one I'm using. It's this one down here, is the yellowy green. It kind of looks like army green. But see, you know, I wouldn't particularly use the one next to it. I would probably use this one. This one may see, that's two first grader green. I really like more or less the other. And you see, guys, just how that pops. I just can't get enough how that just pops. You know, if you want to do what she does, you know, or what have you. I do like that one. That's the orange right above that pink. And you know, like I said, just keep doing it till your brush just completely dries out. Okay. And up here's a little lady up here. Let's see. This one here I might want to be a little more serious about. And her hair. We'll give her a little bit of color in her face. And let's see what we can do a little bit on this tree. You know, don't be so serious. You know, about turn that over. And you know, you could even go back and get a little darker on that. That's about all I'm going to do to that. I don't, you know, get, you know. Okay, and haven't done nothing here. And haven't done anything here. Here's a little cat. Let's just see what the cat would look like. I think I want to go this little bit light. And that the cat's holding a little girl. Cat's holding a little girl. Let me see if I can't put some dots on here. I'll hold it up here in a minute as soon as I get a few on here. And then the little girl. Is it possible to put a little pink on here? Put some pink on the tiger's nose. And then you could even, you know, you want to go around it a little bit. Make it stand out a little bit. Okay, so there's that one. And so nothing here. So there's a difference between being truthful and imposing the truth on someone. And I love this little girl here. I want to try to recreate her somehow. Nothing here. Maybe draw something over top of this and include all that in there. A face or what have you. Done nothing here. This was here. And I added these 3 antiquarian stickers. And what I've been doing, I'll show you here in a minute. I've been, you know, painting over the outline where, you know, so you won't so much see that it's a sticker. Big Dreams Elephant Size. And I sort of thought about painting the elephant blue. I thought that would be funky and fun. And add a little bit of that green again, the yellowy green. Gotta add some yellowy green. We'll add, let's see if we want to add this brown. And see, I was still holding the end of my brush. Still holding the end of my brush. Wasn't even being so exact. And I want that to be a little more pink. I don't know, be purpley or less purpley. You know, if you want to come out here and be purpley. You know, just have fun with it. Well, it looked good before I even touched it. Okay. So just letting you know, and then, you know, I'm going to keep on painting. And my best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. Done nothing here. I love these little washi tape looking things, which I've ordered me a ton of like celestial washi tape. Now this one here, I'm not a fan of. It's got a snake, so I don't know. I don't know if I just want to cover her up completely or what, but I think I just emphasized it. But let's see, maybe, just maybe, if I paint the snake pink, I won't think of it so bad like, you know? That's all I'm saying. Maybe I won't think of it so bad like. I think it looks better already. See, I don't even think of it in the same way I did. I'll lift that up so you all can see that. Yeah, I don't even think of it the same way. And this one here has a lot of the black washi looking tape, like kind of like what I got. And then I added this antiquarian stickers. All four of these come out of that book. I thought I would kind of keep it the black and white theme. And I don't know, I may really put this like a really pop of red or something, just really bright pink, red, saturated colors all over this page. You know. And see, I can even paint over that a little bit, and it's really not even going to even matter. And see, I'm painting over the words, and it's not even going to matter. Excuse me. And you just keep painting till it just dries the whole brush out. But I just love the saturated colors against it really pops against that black. And this one here was already painted, and I added this antiquarian two ladies right here. And this one was already done. But I'm not digging these. The colors are fine. It's just it looks first grade-ish. Here's another lady with a hippo right there. And this one here, now all it had was this. So I put all these stickers from the antiquarian book. I put the elephant, and then I spelled elephant. I'm going to paint out that whole page. I just hadn't decided what color. Okay, and I painted all this. Put the butterfly, and you see how I painted around the butterfly so you wouldn't kind of see that sticker looking effect. And I put the B for butterfly. Added this sticker up here. And I probably will add to give the butterfly a more saturated effect look. And I'll probably go, like the blue. Like how I'm kind of not digging the blue, but go back over it to give it that saturated look. And it shouldn't be too muddy like, since that's already dried. I mean, it just gives it that more saturated effect. And this over here is getting to look a little first grade-ish, if you want to call it that. But when you start adding these other colors, I really like this saturated blue. Let's see. And I'll just keep going with that. And make sure it's dry before I put that over there. I added the antiquarian little picture here. And I haven't done none of that. And I was doing this one this morning. I think it was Embrace Your Complexity, and then it had maybe the purple, I think a little bit of blue here, and that was it. And I just stamped the leaves on and put the little antiquarian bird on. And I don't know how this, let's see, let's take some of that off. I don't know. You just gotta try something. You just gotta try. If you like it, don't like it, just try it. I'll probably go over this. Oh, and I found that out of the magazine that I got, the Baltimore magazine. And I guess this was supposed to be like a big-eyed lady. I mean, I could do more to it and keep going over the eyes and the lips. I could keep going over that. I stamped the leaves again. And I was doing this just prior to coming on camera. I think just this was down here. Well, of course, the whole drawing was here, but this was the only color that it had, was these down here. And I added the horse, and I put my own thing. What bugs you in life? More things like, what are your pet peeves? What do you wish people would stop doing? Said everyone needs a sidekick. The only color was this down here, and the drawing was already there in these colors. So I drew all this in. And it said everyone needs a sidekick. So it made me think about friends. And I said, are there any childhood friends you wish you could find? Are there any childhood friends, you know, you wonder about, which I'm sure we all have. And like I put in here, what was a childhood friend or a classmate that you may have seen later in life, like now, and you were shocked to see how they turned out. You know, just something to think about. I remember back when I did see this girl that, you know, in school, she was our majorette, and, you know, pretty girl and everything. And, you know, well, I was really shocked to see how she let herself go and everything. And just, I hardly recognized her. And the only way I did recognize her was her name badge that was on her. I kept looking at, kept saying, and then finally I said, are you such and such? And yes, that was her. And, you know, I was kind of shocked, but anyway. Enjoy life's mysteries. And I added this antiquarium sticker. I think there's a lady peeking out of the tree. Yeah, and I probably do want to paint the tree like browns, the greens, the yellows. So all this will be painted up. So when I paint things in the future, I'll mark the pages and I'll show you all. And that one there, I've done nothing to. This one here, I wrote a bunch of stuff in, and that I've done nothing to. And I said, says that, do you have a flamboyant side? And I got to thinking, me and my husband have been talking a lot here lately. His father, when he passed away, willed him his old truck, his old 69 truck or something like that. So we're kind of getting a kick out of it, you know. But I said, what was your first car? You know, it's really bringing back memories of when we were growing up, because every time we get in it, you know, you just don't hit a button and lock the door. He always says, did you lock the door? And I said, no, because I'm always, you know, he's always hitting the latch and locking the door for both of us. But no, I've got to turn all the way around my arm and bend it all the way back and hit that button. And then, you know, to roll the window down, I got to crank it down, and it is so hard to crank down. Then I got to push the window down. And, you know, we probably all done that at one time or another, had to push the window down. And I don't know, I think every time I've gotten in that car, I have reached back behind me for the seatbelt. And that is not where it's at, but I get a kick out of that every time that, you know, we still reach for the seatbelt back there. But I said, what are some of your first car experiences? Like when you got a new car with your family, with your friends. Some things to think about. What did it feel like when you drove by yourself for the very first time? And I had put here, like, did you ever experience something in your car that you never told your parents about? That happened, you know, when you was out driving the car that you never told your parents. What things about your old car do you find funny nowadays? And, you know, the air condition isn't the same. The radio isn't the same. And, you know, you don't have a key that you got to put in. I mean, even when we was coming back, you know, we've been working at my mother-in-law's here lately, you know, helping her repaint all of her house on the inside and stuff. And, well, we was coming back the other day, and the glove compartment fell open. You know, how many times do you see that nowadays where the glove compartment just fell open? You know, but that's a hoot, because that always happened back in the day. The glove box fell open and all the trash in there fell out. I said, what inventions on cars now you can just live without? I'm telling you, cars nowadays have way too many inventions that I'm thinking that's nuts. I mean, I'm just going to the store. I don't need to know the weather forecast for the day. I don't, and then if you go over to the side or something, it might say, you need to drink a cup of coffee or something like that, or, it's just nuts what all cars have on them these days that, adjusting the seats and, how all that we had to adjust the seat. And another thing, sitting in that truck, the seat goes all the way across. So, and another thing is the seat is up and down, and you know how I like to kind of relax my seat back, and I can't do that in the truck. And I told my husband, he said, he always looks at me, he says, you want to drive? And I said, well, if I drive, I said, I'm going to have to put this long seat all the way up. And I said, then your knees are going to be up in the glove box. I said, you're going to have to let the glove box down. Just put your knees up in there. And, but anyway, I thought it's just crazy nuts what we're always talking about in that truck. And, it's like, even, I think there's a leak in the windshield, which I've never seen a leak in the windshield in any car I've ever had. And but that, anyway, that was nuts. And oh, and this one here, I said, what were some of the styles of clothes you grew up with that you like or didn't like? So that's a whole nother subject. What styles of hair did you or didn't like growing up? I mean, like 10, like just the crazy clothes you grew up with. The bell bottoms, I remember the corduroy. And, some stuff I did like going to school with, some stuff I didn't. Back in the day, you had the really long boots. You had the zipper up boots. And what styles of shoes did you like or particularly hated? Like, did you like saddle Oxfords? Because you was always having to paint them or wash them or something of that nature. And something else to think about, I put, what clothes did other kids have that you wish you had but never did? I mean, when I was growing up, my mom and daddy couldn't afford to give me designer jeans, and the very first pair of designer jeans I bought with my own money. And that was just something Mom and Daddy didn't ever get us. And nowadays, I'm still that way. I'm not designer driven, but my husband, on the other fact, was designer driven by his mom and dad. So he still is to this day with the polo shirts. Still to this day. Anyway, this one here I didn't do anything with. It says, what now can't you live without? And, I mean, like cell phone, microwave, TV, remote, to that effect. Whether it be the ice maker on your fridge, just all these little things. And I put on here, what do you think is the greatest invention? Because me and a girl at work one time years ago was talking about it, and she just always was telling me about stuff like that. But she said the greatest invention she thought was a Ziploc bag. And I thought, a Ziploc bag? She said, yeah. I mean, she says it's a ton of usage. And I think, well, of course, yes, it is a ton of usage. But to me, the greatest invention, I think, is a phone. I mean, I think that's nuts that the phone we grew up with had to have a wire going from this one to this house to this house. And nowadays, it's just like you can pick up a phone and it's not attached to anything. It would be like if I picked this archival ink up, put it up to my ear, and called Japan. I think that's just nuts that you can do that. And I told my husband, he's in the computer field, but I think it's so nuts that you can move like an app to another page and it still works. Or like you might have your your camera app down here, but you can move it up here. I mean, I think that's nuts. How does the phone know that that's the same button as the button down here? I mean, how does it know? That's just nuts, because I can move it to 5 pages over. You might want yours on the second page, but I just don't understand how was that invented? That's just nuts to me, just crazy. And that, you know, you can pick something up, be in your house that has a roof, and how does it get a signal? That's just nuts to me. But anyway, okay, I'm getting too chatty, but here's another page. All it had was the watercolor, so I just painted all over it with the yellow, added these stamps, and then went around it with my one of the micron pens. And I stamped it over here, and once again, I just covered this whole thing, because even me and my husband were talking the other day about what foods do you miss as a child. What foods did you grow up with that were some of your favorite, like cereals? What foods now don't taste the same as a child? And I want to tell you, we was talking about cereals the other day, and you know, my favorite one is Life cereal. And then I think my second favorite would be Frosted Flakes. And then I like Rice Krispies, but I remember back in the day, I always put a ton of sugar on my Rice Krispies. And nowadays, they have them where they have the sugar on them. But something we was talking about the other day, we were in Walmart, and I said, I want some Pop-Tarts. We was down that aisle, and I said, oh my God, I said, I want some Pop-Tarts. And there was tons of them, you know, frosted this, frosted that, chocolate frosting, this frosting. And I said, you know what, I just want the plain strawberry that has nothing on it. And this lady was in front of me looking at the Pop-Tarts, and she said, oh, that's way over here. It was like over here in left field, because all these others had taken over, you know, the shelf. But I was telling my husband, it's close to what it used to taste like, the Pop-Tart, but to me, back in the day, it had this, like a biscuit taste to it, like a hot biscuit out of the oven, and it's not quite there now, like it used to be. And my husband, when I was telling him that, he said, yeah, he said, ravioli. He said, raviolis, he said, don't taste like it used to. And I said, well, you know, our tastes have changed, and I noticed some things are sweeter to us. I don't know if our taste buds has changed or they changed the ingredients, but I said, yeah, I said, I just don't like ravioli like I used to. I mean, it's just not the same, but, and I said, what foods would you not eat now that you ate as a child? And I was telling my husband that I used to eat liver pudding sandwiches with my father all the time, and I don't think I dare pick it up now. And what foods do you eat now that you never thought you would eat? And I think that would be kind of like broccoli, stuff of that nature. And my husband said sushi. And what are some weird food fetishes that you grew up with? And I was thinking, like, the other day I was telling my husband about a banana sandwich, and that I grew up putting, like, a pepper on my banana sandwiches. I mean, that's just salt and pepper. That's how I grew up. And he said, salt and pepper on a banana? I said, yeah, that's the way I grew up. And that was another thing. I said, what is your favorite sandwich on white bread? You know, I had so many, but anyway, that's just a thought. And what would you buy less of if you lived by yourself food-wise? And I told my husband that he's such a meat person, you know, he would have to have meat. And I told him, I said, if I lived by myself, I said, I believe I could stock my whole cabinet with nothing but soup. And I said, I think I would be totally happy. Totally happy. I think I could eat soup every day of the week. Just, you know, my favorites was tomato, vegetable, chicken, cream of chicken, chicken noodle. And I think that was my 4 favorites. But I said, you know, I said, I don't think my budget would be very big. But, anyway, I'm getting too chatty. I understand. And, here's another one. It said, sway your hips, dance and dream. So I got thinking about all the music we listened to. What genres did you grow up with? And, you know, you can just keep going. What genres developed? What music you listen to now? And you know, you could probably even say now I might listen to this. And look, I remember listening to classical music. Honest to God, my mom and dad listened to classical music, and so did us kids. But do you think I would listen to classical these days? But it's just a thought. Here's another one, really colorful page. It just had the 3 iguanas on it. And so I put these antiquarian stickers. And, you know, I had to saturate it all over. And I believe that's about it. And I know I've talked you all's head off, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I know I enjoyed it as well. And there'll be more to come from this book, I'm sure. But if you could, hit the like and subscribe. And again, I'll see you tomorrow.